Hey, shalom family at this time. May the peace of y'all be with each and every one of you brothers and sisters at this time. May the peace of y'all be upon you. Our brothers and sisters at this time. This is a very important video I have to do, brothers and sisters. I'm going to talk to you and show you words of Yah that he said about his blessings. It's very important. That will come at the very end. Say the very best for last. But we're going to go over so you can know about your enemy, Esau. So I'm going to have a word, I'm going to have it posted up there on the description. They're called ALUF, spelled A-L-U-F. It's a Hebrew word that means champion, chief, clan, and also refer to a major general. Like in English, you know, in the military, they use the term general as the highest ranking officer. And so the word ALUF is the highest ranking officer of the Israel Defense Forces. I'm talking about Israel, I'm talking about Esau. Because Israel, we know of the day, is run by Esau. So keep that in mind. And how we identify this with scriptures, we got to go to verse sheet, which is Genesis chapter 36, verse 9. Right there, they have it written in English. So I'm reading from this translation right here called Living Bible Paraphrase at this time. So it might read a little bit different from yours, but you can still follow me. It's very important, brothers and sisters. This is a very important video from the beginning to the end. I'm showing you your enemy that you may know your enemy and some of the things they've done. So we're going to start off with get a little description about Esau. Even in verse 1, chapter 36 of Genesis, it reads, "Here is a list of descendants of Esau, also called Edom." So you know Esau is called Edom. So when you go down to verse 9, it reads, "Here are the names of Esau's descendants, the Edomites, born to him in Mount Seir." So on Mount Seir, is where the children, his descendants, his seed was born. Also about Esau. It said Esau married 3 local girls from Canaan. So he married 3 local girls from Canaan, 3 Hamites from Canaan. So keep that in mind. Esau is a Shemite, but he married 3 Canaanite women. So keep this in mind. Esau is Hebrew. And he know the Hebrew language. Oftentimes people don't talk about this, but Esau knew, just like Yaakov, both of them had the same language. So you got to keep that in mind. The only difference they did not practice the same faith who was in Yah. Esau did not follow Yah. He heard of the name of Yah, but Esau walked in his own ways. And then you see later Esau came back and took the land and adopted a form of the worship, the faith that Yaakov's seed were entrusted to God, the ways of Yah. So you gotta know these things, brothers and sisters. This is part of history. You gotta know about Esau. Because Esau, like Abiel said, he hates Esau, and Esau is our chief enemy. If you want to say the word ALUF, that's Esau. To us, brothers and sisters, whose main desire is to destroy us off the face of the earth. You got to know these things, brothers and sisters. You got to know this. You got to take it to heart. Because in this message, Allah tell us to do something. And we must obey him. I would that each one listen to this whole video. It's very important. Every word of this video is very important, brothers and sisters. It's essential for our time. You got to know your enemy. You got to know yourself. This word ALUF that Esau used back then is also used today. So say in verse 9 it say, here are the names of Esau's descendants, the Edomites born to him on Mount Seir. I'm not going to read all into the names, but I'm going to go down to verse 31. Because see, you'll see, I'm just going to read a couple of them. It say the clan of Teman. So the word clan, like the Ku Klux Klan, clan mean ALUF, chief, champion. So keep that in mind. It's the head of a particular tribe. It's the clan of Teman, and when they're going to wear the name of the clans of different of his seed. In verse 31 in the same chapter, 36 reads of Genesis, is that these are the names of the kings of Edom before Israel had her first king. See? So you know, before any kings came from Israel, Edom already had kings. They already had a kingdom set up. See, the Hebrew people, which is the Hebrew Israelite people, nation, didn't have a king after they came from out of Mizraim, out of captivity. And went in there and captured the land. So keep that in mind. And later, our people wanted to be like everybody else and beg for a king. To the judge Samuel, they wanted a king. So he went to Yah, and Abiyah granted them a king at that time. So with that little bit of information, we're going to get more information from the prophet book, Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm about to read the whole chapter 35 and chapter 36 in my conclusion, because right there is very important detailed information about Esau. You need to know. Take the heart, take the mind. You got to know your enemies, brother and sister. We all got to know. So now we know Esau is the Edomites that was born on Mount Seir by 3 daughters of the Canaanites, the Hamites. And also Esau spoke a form of Hebrew. You got to know that too. And Esau knew of Yah. You got to know that. And one reason why you know that, because Jacob and Esau are twins. And they were raised in the same household, brothers and sisters. One stayed close to home and one was always out hunting. So that'll tell you something by itself. Right there, the one stay close to home will be cultivated more of the teachings of Yah than the one always going out. Because the one that close to home got more time to be groomed than the one always out working and out in the field hunting. Especially if they don't go out there with their mind not on Yah. So in this Esau situation, brothers and sisters, we're going to start off with 1. We're going to see something here. It's very important. This is very important to the utmost that you know these things concerning your enemy. Right here in verse 31, chapter 35, verse 1, it says, again, a message came from Yah, and he said, son of death, face towards Mount Seir. Remember, on Mount Seir is where Edom, Esau brought forth his children. Told him to face towards that place. And prophesied against the people. See, the people, Esau people, saying, Yahweh, who is the creator, say, I'm going a little too fast. Say, I am against you, and I will smash you with my fist and utterly destroy you. He's going to get a reason. See, he only do it. I'll be honest, would never do that to no one, but only for a cause, a reason. Right here, verse 4. Because you hate my people, Yezreel. See, Israel Yah, Yezreel Yah. He said, I will demolish your city and make you desolated, and then you shall know that I am Yah. He said, you butchered my people. You see that? When they were helpless. You see what Esau done? They butchered the people of Yah, the chosen nation of Yah, when it was helpless, when Yah sent them out to punish. It's right here. He said, when I have punished them for all of their sins. You see that? When Yah punished us for our sin, this particular scripture gets so detailed, make it so plainly to you. This translation right here, this is one of the better translations on certain scriptures, on certain verses and subjects. Explaining it so clearly to you. So you're going to understand, when we became helpless, when Yah punished us. Because when I punished them for all of their sins. Now you learn what your enemy have done, brothers and sisters. They've been doing, this has been done over 2,000. What I'm telling you now is something took place over 2,000 years ago. What I'm telling you now is the last time we was in the land. When the punishment came, Esau was on the scene. Way before the Romans ever came in. That was a made-up story when they said we weren't even in the land. Right here, it's going to show you right here. The Romans wasn't there at that time. But who came in when the time Esau was at the borders and helped butcher our people? And also, you can see they were the ones that sent us throughout the earth as slavery. Esau did. Our very enemy, when Yah said hate. That's why Yah said he hate Esau. Because what Esau did to Yah people. You got to see this, brother. You need to hear the whole video. It might take about an hour long because I'm going to have to stop and explain some things, but I got to show you what took place. Because every instant right here is important. Every one. That's why I just said we got to meditate on the every words of Yah. It's right here. So as I live, that's verse 6. Let me go back up. You can put this in your mind. It said, when I punished them for all of their sins, see, Esau butchered many, killed many. So right here it says, as I live, Yahweh say, since you enjoy blood so much, I will give you a blood bath, and your turn has come. See that? See, so what they say what took place in Germany is part of the punishment coming back on Esau as well. See, but it's not over yet. So let me keep reading. He said, I will give you a blood bath, your turn has come. And I will utterly wipe out the people of Mount Seir, killing off all those who try to escape and all those who return. He said, I will fill your mountains with the dead. Your hills and your valleys and your rivers will be filled with those the sword has killed. He talking about war. He said, never again will you revive. He said, you will be abandoned forever. See, y'all going to destroy Esau forever. He said, your cities will never be rebuilt. Then you should know that I am Yah. For you said, both Israel and Yada shall be mine. You see that? Remember at the time, before we got put out of the land, and after we got put out of the land, we were divided into two nations. See, Esau said, Israel and Yada shall be mine. They talking about claiming the land, which they got the land. Even in 1945, they acquired that land through the European Union, through Great Britain. Or you say the Romans, they acquired that land and went in there and conquered the Palestinians, which the land belonged to us, but we was already punished. And so they got claim of the land. So right now, we said, let me keep reading. For you said both Israel and Yada shall be mine. We will take possession of them. You see that? Esau said he think, in which they got possession of them. He said, what do we care that Bara is dead? See, they don't care about if the Creator was dead. See, but the Creator left that place. Remember when he said he's going to turn his back on it and punish us? Abiyah said he would not step in at that time. But right here when I read it, I'm going to explain to you what he said, why. He allowed Esau to do it for a period of time. You got to keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. It's right here. It said, we will take possession of them. What do we care that Bara is dead? Verse 11. It said, therefore, as I live, Yah Bara say, I will pay back your angry deeds. See, the angry deeds they done, the hate, extreme hate, what they done, with mine. See, he said, I will punish you for all your acts of envy and hate. And I will honor my name. See, y'all say he will honor his name and Israel, y'all, by what I do to you. See? That's how what he do to Esau, that's how he gonna bring fame. I don't want to use the word fame, he gonna honor his name. His name gonna be exalted when he put down Esau and all the earth. Let me read right here, 12. And you shall know that I have heard each evil word you spoke against Yah. See, Esau, a lot of our brothers don't know at this time. They keep saying somebody spoke evil words against the Messiah. Messiah got nothing to do with this. I know Messiah got nothing to do with this, brothers and sisters, at this time. No, this battle and the great word they speak is against Yah. It's right here. He said, I will honor my name in Yezreel by what I do to you. 12, and you should know that I have heard each evil word you spoke against Yah, saying his people are helpless. You see that? Why do you think the same Esau called us Negro, colored, black, and African American to hide the things? Let me keep reading. He said, his people are helpless. These are things Esau said. They are food for us to eat. You see that? You see how they still got that same concept. They got their military forces. They got the police set up all over. And they eat us for meat at this time, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about killing us. But Esau, Abiyah knows all these things. He said, his people are helpless and they are food for us to eat, saying that you boast great words against Yah. See? He said, I have heard them all. See? See, Abiyah, he was punishing us, and while Abiyah punishing us, Esau is coming to inflict heavy damage on us. Y'all say you hear all of these words Esau say. But the reason why y'all don't step in, I'm going to give you brothers and sisters, but you got to watch. It's going to come at the very end. It might be a little bit before the end, but at the very end, you should know what I'm saying to you. Now, you got to watch every moment of this video. Don't cut the video and go watch the very end like some people do sometimes. Or you're going to miss all the in-between important words. It's very important, brothers and sisters. He said, and I heard them all. Verse 14. It said, the whole world will rejoice when I make you desolated. See, when y'all totally wipe out Esau, Adumia, Esau, he said, the whole world will rejoice. He said, you rejoice at Israel faithful. Excuse me. He was talking about Esau. He said, you rejoice at Yezreel, y'all, fearful fate. You see that? Punishment. When the penalty of judgment, the curse came upon it, Esau rejoiced. Let me keep reading it. It said, then I will rejoice at yours, and you will be wiped out, O people of Mount Seir, and all who lives in Edom. And then you will know that I am Yah. See, Yah, this is the promise of Yah. They're going to be wiped completely off the face of the earth. Chapter 36, I'm going to go right into it. It's the son of death. Prophesy to Israel, Yah mountains, and tell them, listen to this message from Yah. Listen, brothers and sisters, it's very important. Your enemies have snared at you. You see that? Yah is talking this to Yah, Yezreel Yah. He said, your enemies, showing that Esau is our enemy, brothers and sisters. Your enemy will never love you. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care what you say about that New Testament. You have to know your enemies, brothers and sisters. And know what's in their heart. If y'all tell you the enemies, they would never be your friend. So why would you try to make friends with somebody that's not your friend? Can never be. But always plotting to kill you. They will use you to kill your own people, brothers and sisters. You got to know these things. It's right here. These are the words of Yah that he gave to the prophet Ezekiel, Hezekiah. Right here, and your enemies have snared at you, you see. They make fun of you and claim your ancient heights as theirs. You see that? They claim your mountains, your land as theirs. You see that? When we got put out, Esau claimed our mountains as theirs, brothers and sisters. And now they living on there, and they even call it Israel, and claim to be the chosen. But hell coming to them. Hell fire coming to them. Bloodshed coming to them. There's only death and destruction coming to you, Esau. In Israel. That's why I told the ones in the moon to get out of there while you can. Because on that day, only death and destruction coming upon them, brothers and sisters. So right here, it said, and these are the words of Yah. It said, and your enemies have snared at you, and claimed your ancient heights as theirs, and destroyed you on every side, and sent you away as slaves to many lands. You see that? Who did these things, brother and sister? Esau. Y'all said they destroyed you, killed you on every side, sent you away as slaves, to move you far away from the land. Esau done it. Y'all said Esau done these things unto you. Esau is the one that helped influence all the other nations to do these things to you. Yes, Esau is the chief behind it, the ALUF. Behind all of these things. Let's read that again, brothers and sisters, if you don't believe the words of Yah, but these are the words of Yah that I give unto you, according to the translation I have. Yah said in chapter 2, your enemies have snared at you and claimed your heights as theirs and destroyed you on every side. You see that? Destroyed you on every side, which killed many of you on every side, and sent you away as slaves to many lands. And you are mocked and slandered. You see that? Negro, nigger, colored, African American, black, coon, porch monkey, ape, all. If you can name it, that is dishonorable, they tagged it on you. They nationalized you, put false titles on it that don't mean jack in reality. This is what they've done unto you, brothers and sisters. And many of you will sit there, and I don't want to beat you down, because Esau did it enough. That's why I'll say he punished you, but Esau went overboard. See, I'll just show you how Esau went overboard with these things, brothers and sisters. I'll punish you. Esau came in and just went in there and just started crushing you. They saw y'all punishing, put you out the land. Esau saw opportunity and said, "Oh, y'all's not with them. We're gonna go on this. We're gonna go and crush them." Y'all said on every side, right here. Reading in your own scriptures, brothers and sisters, take this to heart, and maybe you might learn to listen to your brother when I say it's time to unite. You got work to do. We got to get out of our comfort zone, brothers and sisters. We have comfort somewhere else. Yes, you got to leave your 5, 2-story house, 3-story condominiums, and all these type of things, your pillow top bed, but you can go and get that somewhere else. It might take time. Even we got to live in canvas tents, brothers and sisters. But we put our money together, we can live comfortable as possible. All I tell you, when you get your taxes back, each one put $1,000 aside. Yes, and we can get land and the things we need, but we be together. It's a lot to be talked about. It's a lot to be taught. Everybody can't be a teacher because everybody do not have the knowledge of Yah. We can't have a lot of teachers because everybody won't be on the same page. We got to have all the teachers got to be on the same page, brothers and sisters. It has to be. No excuses. Out of none of you, brothers and sisters. None of you. I don't care what you call yourself, an elder or whatever. You all got to humble the Yah, just like me. I'm not getting on you. I'm just telling you, brothers and sisters. It should be fire in you when you hear this message. It should be the love of your nation, of yourself, to see what your arch enemy have done to you on the earth. On all the nations of the earth, this prophet tells this one stuck more foot in you from every side, like Abiyah said, want to destroy you. Even like in Psalms 23, along with the Amorites. I mean, not the Amorites. Along with the other group, the Moabites. That's what I meant to say. And Ammon. But Esau is our #1 enemy, brothers and sisters. Esau got possession of our land right now, brothers and sisters. We suffering, they mocking us, but all the things that I said will be a part of these curses. So right here, the words of Yah said right here, I'm checking my time. It said destroy. Let me go back up a little bit. I'm at 4. It said, therefore, O mountain of Israel, Yah, hear the words of Yah, your Barah. You see that? This was the mess was out over 2,000 years ago for you as a warning. And say to the hills and the mountains, the downs and the valleys, and to the ruined farms. Hold on, I went down too far, brothers and sisters. Let me go up. I want to read 2 again. Your enemies have snared at you and claimed your ancient heights as theirs, and destroyed you on every side, and sent you away as slaves to many lands. Take that to heart. You are mocked and slandered. Therefore, O mountain of Israel, Yah, he's talking about the 12 tribes, hear the words of Yah, your Barah, your creator. He say to the hills and the mountains, downs and valleys, and to the ruined farms and the long deserted cities, destroyed and mocked by the heathen nations. All around, you see, all around our borders, mocked by them. He said, my anger is a fight against these nations. You see that? That's another reason why I said when we get back home and set up, we're going to go and plunder all these nations, steal all of their gold and wealth, because they stole from us. And that's why they're catching hell now, already, because what they've done to us, brothers and sisters. They made fun of our ancestors at their Lord's point. Right here, and we are the seed of them, the offspring of them. It said, and my anger is a fight against these nations, especially Edom. You see that? See, the other nations, it's like 23 of Psalm tell you how they're plotting and planning against us, what I mentioned a little bit earlier. But obviously, especially Esau, because Esau was the closest to us. That was our great ancestor brother. But his seed was so evil and so rotten and so hateful towards us, because they knew what took place between Jacob and Esau. And they had that burning and passion the heart to do Jacob's seed in. Even though Esau and Jacob had a talk and they kind of patched things up. But that hate and evil burned deep in his seed. Brothers and sisters, never forget that, brothers and sisters, for the rest of your life. We got work to do. If you are the seed of Jacob, and you comfortable in the United States of America or whatever island you may be on, and you're not ready to have this fight of Yah, it's a shame for you. You only deserve what you get, brothers and sisters, by staying with your enemy to kill you. They got you surrounded on every side until you break loose and come and gather to me. Brothers and sisters, the enemy will kill you, like Abiyah said in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 20. Right here, it said, and my anger is a fire against these nations, especially Edom, for grabbing my land with relish. You see that? So we know who grabbed the land of Yah when we got put out. Not the Roman, it was Edom, Esau seed. Even they did go by the name of Rome, but it was still Esau. Telling you again, brothers and sisters, there wasn't no such thing of a Messiah. Esau was in a land that took our land, and we was already gone. It's right here. There's no such thing of a New Testament, brothers and sisters. If you understand this, what I'm giving to you right now, I'm showing you the history and who took our land and who was there when we was gone, even before the temple was destroyed. Esau grabbed the land. You got to see this right here, brothers and sisters. These are the things they hide from you in the scriptures. But they always been there. This book been around for a long time. But the lying ones come and tell you, oh, the Romans came in, all the Titans came in, and they defeated Israel. No, that's falsehood. If they did came on, when they did came in, they only fought the Edomites that were pretending to be us at the time. Well, I told them bloodshed gonna come back on them. You gotta keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. Right here is showing the real history. But if you hold on to it on the New Testament, your mind gonna be turned from this. Right here it says, and my anger is a fire, verse 5, against these nations, especially Edom, for grabbing my land with relish and utter contempt for me. See, to take it for themselves. It's right there. I would that you could see this. I might have to do another video again so I can highlight this and show it to you up close. You see that? They was forbidden. Totally disrespected y'all. They went in there and took that land. Nobody at that land belonged to nobody but us. Even though we was punished and put out. But y'all said all these things was going to take place. He knew these things, but he wasn't going to step in. Because y'all he'll watch it when he's not ready to step in. He watched the evil people do. And they buck up against Yah. And that's what they did. Spoke great swelling words against Yah. Verse 6, it said, therefore prophesy and say to the hills and the mountains, the downs and the valleys of Israel, Yah. Yahweh say, I am full of fury because you suffered shame. You see, the shame is because we got defiled people in that land, forbidden people in that land at this time, so the land suffered shame. It said before the surrounding nations. Let me go back. It said, y'all say, I am full of fury because you suffer shame before the surrounding nations. He said, therefore I have sworn with hand held high. See, showing I got hands with hands held high like this. Hands held high. I'll be Yah sworn because even the land suffered shame because we got the defiled people in there, the Esau, even today, proclaiming that land. And that's why even the people of Iran, of Persia, know these people is faking in two left shoes. And right here, brothers and sisters, it said, therefore I have sworn with hands held high that those nations are going to have their turn of being covered with shame. You see that? The nations also that does these things to us, that shame us and try to kill us, he said they're going to have their turn of shame. Why do you think the nation's getting attacked right now by the U.S.? They get their share of shame. Esau going to get he's going to get it bang on his day. Right here, it said, therefore I have sworn with hands held high that the nations are going to have this turn of being covered with shame. That's why I said you got to know this. That's why I can't worry about them nations over there getting destroyed right now. You got to keep your mind only on what I have for us to do, brothers. So can't worry about them nations getting bombed down, whatever. I know it hurts. Sometimes we see people getting bombed. It says it's a shame, but you got to know the words of Yah. These people did things to us, which they call things to come on their seed. Yes, their forefathers mocked us. They made fun of us when we got put out. Y'all don't play that, brother and sister. And y'all only did anything because I was sins, but he still don't play when you make fun of people. See, y'all don't want us to make fun of people, even though these people, their ancestors did that. We don't make fun of them either. Because y'all look at these things, brothers and sisters. So we got to be wise, but we got to be knowledgeable and know and stay out of it. And keep on working the plans what Allah have for us to do. We got to know what Allah wants us to do. You got to know these things, brothers and sisters. It said, I am full of fury. I read that part. Let me go down to 7. And this, therefore I have sworn. I've read that part. It said, but it said, let me go up a little bit. 7. Therefore I have sworn with hands held high that those nations are going to have their turn of being covered with shame But Israel, y'all, see, right times will return. See, great times, for the lack of better words, but for wonderful times will return. There will be a heavy crop of fruit to prepare for my people return. You see that showing that we're going to return one day. We're in the stage right now. Right now, the teaching is going out to get this in your mind that we must return, unite. Right here, and they will be coming home again soon. See, it says, see, I am for you, and I will come and help you as you prepare the ground and sow your crops. You see, all of y'all say you're going to come and help us, but in the meantime, we got to help ourselves by obeying y'all to unite, to leave. Right here, so I will greatly increase your population throughout all Israel, Yah. And the ruined cities will be rebuilt and filled with people. Not only the people, but your flocks and herds. And your herds will also greatly multiply. O mountains of Israel, Yah. Again, you will be filled with homes. You see that? He said, we're going to be filled with homes, so there's going to be a lot of building going on in that time period. He said, I will even do more for you than I did before. You see that? You think the kingdom was wonderful built then. Y'all say you're going to do even more. That's what I tell you, the blessings coming. But we got to gather first. Everybody wants the blessing before you gather. You're not going to get all the riches in the lavish homes before you gather. But the process we do this, obedience, bring much riches. Right here it reads, then you shall know that I am Yah. He said, my people will walk upon you once again. You see that? He said, his people will walk upon that land once again. Right now, we got heathens on that land. Right now, we got Esau's seed with other nations on that land. And it's a shame right now. You see the whoredom and all kinds of foul things they do on that land. When that land should be called destiny, y'all, but it's not right now. So let me read, brothers and sisters. Even our land wait for us to return. See, my people will walk, this 12, upon your will walk upon you once again. And you will belong to them again. You see how I talk to the land, earth? Because remember, the earth is alive. It brings forth, listen to about the earth works. Why do you think when the water go in, these things is alive and they living, they go in and the plant and the cultivate and the seeds go up. All that is a functional action. Like I have some kind of intelligence. Y'all put it there. That's all y'all can speak to this earth and tell the earth to grow trees, grow fruit. So you know the earth got to understand these things, the microorganisms, the living beings. The only y'all knows about. The only man knows limited things. But y'all know all the things, and he could communicate to all of these things and tell them to move and do this function. Think about these things, brothers and sisters, right here. Let me get my place once again. 12, my people will walk upon you. I read that again. Let me read it again. 12, my people will walk upon you once again, and you will belong to them again. And you will no longer be a palace, no longer be a place for burning their children on the idol altars. See? Yes, we did, our ancestors did these evil things, brothers and sisters. But he said, going to come a time, going to be no longer these things again. He said, verse 13, and Yahweh say, now, the other nations taunt you. See? He said, see, these are the judgment on these nations. I'm reading to you as well. Especially Esau. He said, Yahweh say, now, the other nations taunt you, saying, Israel is a land that devours her people. See, that's what they were saying. Israel is a land that destroys her people. But they will not say that anymore. See, when comes a time, they will never say that no more. Your birth rate will rise, and your infant mortality rate will drop off sharply. says Yah. No longer will those heathen nations snare. See, make fun of us again. For you will no longer be a nation of sinners. Yah Barah said. Remember what I told you in other videos? Y'all said when we go back, everybody who make it back, he's going to remove all the rebels and transgressors, and only the righteous are going to go back, and going to be no more sinners there. Think how wonderful that can be, brothers and sisters. Our nation went down because of the sinners of our own people. Yes, we were so wicked. Even before we ever met up with the European people, our people was extremely wicked. That's why we got put out for punishment. So let me read right here, verse 16. It said, then further words came to me from Yah. See, more words came from Yah to Hezekiah, the prophet. Is a son of death. When the people of Israel were living in their own country, going back in the time past, when they were living in their own country, they defiled it by their evil deeds. You see that? Showing you about evil deeds. We defiled it. The land, the country, the land, about evil deeds, our ancestors' evil deeds. It said, to me, their worship was as foul as a filthy rag, a pert rag. You see that? The worship, the service they was given was all defiled. Let me read it. So now you will know, those who don't know, I'm showing you our past, of our ancestors. Why? The punishment came upon us. Why we got put out of the land? It's all in the books of the prophets. Right here. It said, and they polluted the land with murders. See, we was killing in the land, murder, and with worship of idols. See, the Shemels, the Pazels, the Els, the Elohims, what today they call gods, the divine, divination, the divas. That's how our people defiled the land. It said they polluted the land with murder and with worship of idols. See the images? It says, so I poured out my fury upon them. You see that? I poured out his fury upon them, his judgment upon them. And I exiled them to many lands. You see that? See, so I exiled them. One thing, some people say, oh, that's a contradiction. He said Esau did it. Y'all allowed Esau to do it. You see that? He allowed the enemies to do these things. So y'all say, I did it. I caused it to be done. He allowed it to be done. See, so you say, y'all did it because if he didn't allow it to do, they would have never had the power to do these things, to move us. Because we were stronger than them until Yah broke us down. It took the mighty hand of Yah to break the children of Israel down like that. To confound them, to confuse them, to make them weak. So right here, let me read it. And I exiled them to many lands. That is how I punished them for the evil way they live. It's simple right here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to do it again in this part so you can see it face up. He said, I punished them for the evil way. Simple as that, brothers and sisters. Now, please understand, family, why we got put out of land. All the evil our ancestors did is why. Y'all caused it, and Esau was the one that carried these things out. So keep that in mind. Take that to heart, brothers and sisters. Always remember that. He said, I punished them for the evil ways they live. See, where they live, the evil ways, some people say, oh, I don't care, you can live any kind of way you want to. No, you can't. You can, but I'm going to punish you. You can't stay here and whore around. You can't stay here on their jobs, loving their jobs, staying in their schools, but you're going to be punished. You're going to die here. I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I can't sugarcoat nothing. I'm just saying the nicest possible, but I'm giving you the pure truth, brothers and sisters. The longer you stay, the longer you wait, the longer you're going to get killed. Right here, these are the words of Yah. But when they were scattered among the nation, then they were, let me read it. He said, but when they were, this verse 20, but when they were scattered out among the nation, they were a blight upon my Kodesh name. You see that? A disease See, we brought tarnishment to the name of the Father. That's why all the earth, people disrespect the name of the Creator because of us. We was a blight, a disease to him. Like a blight, they said a blight is a disease that destroys crops and plants. We put the tarnishment on the name of Yah. Let me keep reading, brothers and sisters. In the eyes of the nation. He said, and were a blight upon my Kodesh name, because the nation said, these are the people of Barah, the Creator. And he couldn't protect them from harm. He said, I am concerned about my reputation that was ruined by my people throughout the world. You see that? See, all y'all had to punish us, but the nation looked at it in another angle. Because y'all didn't tell the nation, he only told us. So the world didn't know that. They looked at another view. When they saw Esau and these coming in to attack us and destroy us and exile us into slavery, they made fun of Yah. They said Yah is weak, and all the other names they called Yah, the Most High. Well, y'all said, I'm not going to do nothing at this time because I got to punish you. So he had to hold back all his power. He didn't even manifest his power to the earth to show that he could crush anyone and stop it. But no, because of sin of our people, all of y'all had to relent. He had to hold himself back. That's the great patience of y'all, brothers and sisters, what he had to do right there. You got to see these things, brothers and sisters, as I read. I would like to expound on it more, but for the sake of time, I'm going to go forth. It said, therefore, say to the people of Israel, Yahweh say, I am bringing you back again, but not because you deserve it. I am doing it to protect my Kodesh name. You see that? So he got to show his power to bring us back to protect his great name. He said, which you tarnish among the nations. See, we cause the Father's name to be tarnished because we claim to be the mighty ones of Yah, the chosen, but we're not in the land. So it makes it seem like he weak before the other nations and the gods they serve. But that's further from the truth. Let me read. He said, I will honor my great name that you defile. You see that? We put this tarnish to. And the people of the world should know I am Yah. And I will be honored before their eyes by delivering you from exile among them. You see that? Please, brothers and sisters, if you don't understand this, you is not taking Yah for serious. You is not taking your walk for serious. You're not taking who you are for serious. You honor your enemy. You love your enemy. You don't love Yah if you can't understand what I'm saying to you right here. He said, I will honor my great name that you defile. 23. And the people of the world shall know that I am Yah, and I will honor before their eyes. I will be honored before their eyes by delivering you from exile among them. You see how the power of Yah, how he gonna get his honor? The whole earth gonna see us. That's what I try to tell you, to proclaim this loud to everyone. And when we make this exile, the world gonna see the great power of Yah. And by this exile, the whole earth would know who is the great one of all the earth. Right in the face of the enemies, he's gonna make us rise up before them. It's right here, brothers and sisters. He said, I am Yah, and I will be honored before your eyes. Excuse me, he said he will be honored before their eyes, the nation eyes. See, the earth going to see this. It's not going to be hidden, brothers. So that's why I got to put it on the air. He said, before their eyes, by delivering you from exile among them. For I will bring you back home again to the land of Israel, Yah, right before their eyes. They all going to see. Let me read it. It said, then it will be as though I had sprinkled clean water on you, for you will be clean, and your filthiness will be washed away, and your idol worship gone. You see that? He said, I will give you a new heart, and I will give you a new right desire, and put a new spirit within you. And I will take out your stony heart of sin, and give you a new heart of love. And I will put my spirit, Ruach, within you, so that you will obey my laws, and do whatever I command. You see that? And you shall live in Israel, Yah, he repeats it over and over, the land which I gave your ancestors long ago. And you shall be my people, and I will be your Barah, your creator. And I will cleanse away your sins. You see it? When our sins get cleansed away, when he brings us out, home. He's the only one that can cleanse our sins, brothers and sisters, right here. He said, I will abolish the crops, the failures of famine. I will give you a huge harvest from your fruit trees and fields, and never again will the never again will the surrounding nation be able to scoff at your hand, at your land for a famine. See, never again. He said, then you will remember your past sins. He said, we will remember our past sins and loathe yourself, humble ourselves for all the evil you did. But always remember this, it is not for your own sake that I will do this, but for my name, but for mine, oh my people. See, he said, because of his sake. Oh my people, Israel, Yah, be utterly ashamed of all that you have done. Right here, 33. It said, and Yah Barah's sake, let me slow down. It said, Yah Barah, who is the creator's sake, when I cleanse you from your sins, you see that who cleansing the sins? Showing nobody never cleansed our sins. He said, when I cleanse your sins, remember, it showed the process of cleansing your sins. Yes, in Ezekiel, chapter 45. Chapter 43, the process. Right here, so Yah Barah say, when I cleanse you from your sins, I will bring you home again to Israel, Yah, and rebuild the ruins, the acreage will be cultivated again, that through the years of exile by lay empty as a barren wilderness, and all who passed by were shocked to see the extent of the ruins in your land. But when I bring you back, they will say, this Barah-saken land has become like the Eden's garden. And the ruined cities are rebuilt and walled and filled with people. Then the nations all around and all those still left would know that I am Yah rebuilt. Why he said all those who left? Because it's going to be the day of Yah come, they're going to wipe a lot of people out. So a lot of things are going to take place. So right here, I'm speeding up, the end it all. It's and the ruins of the plant and lush crops in the wilderness. He said, for I Yah have promised it, and I will do it. And Yah Barah say, I am ready to hear Israel Yah prayers for these blessings. You see that? The prayers for the blessings, only come when we make these requests to Yah. Repent of our sins and confess. Let me keep reading it off. Before I finish, I say, Yah Barah say, I am ready to hear the prayers for these blessings and to grant them their requests. Let them but ask, and I will multiply them like the flocks that fill Yashalom street at a time of offering. And the ruined city will be crowded once more, and everyone will know I am Yah. You see that? Brothers and sisters, all of your answers. to make our request to Him, to yield to Him, to obey Him. And that's what I leave you with, brothers and sisters, at this time. When we do these things before Yah, when we do as Yah asks us to do, brothers and sisters, He is ready to bless us. And that's why I told you, our blessings come when we obey Him. And with that, I say shalom.